Yo, what's up? It is Mike the NBA guy here. Today, I want to talk about Bam Adebayo and why I believe, even though he's a very good player, he might be just a little bit overrated by the average NBA fan and very overrated by the average Heat fan. Now, before we get into this, alright, let me say what I believe every NBA YouTuber is required to say before doing an overrated video, and that is, overrated does not mean bad. Alright, Bam Adebayo is a fantastic player. He's a top 5 center in the NBA. He was an all-star this season, and deservingly so in my opinion. He's absolutely fantastic, okay? He deserves a lot of credit for the Heat's success. He's just all around a very good player. However, when I see stuff like Bam Adebayo being the third best center in the NBA, or even people going as far as to say that he is the second best center in the NBA and he's actually more valuable than Joel Embiid, that's where I gotta sit there and be like, maybe y'all are getting a little ahead of yourselves, okay? Because I've seen some pretty crazy stuff, some pretty crazy takes about Bam Adebayo after these playoffs. So, anyway, I just want to get right into it. Alright, looking at the stats. Per game this season, Bam Adebayo averaged, and also, I didn't realize he was this young. Dude's only in his third year in the league, okay? Third year in the NBA, he's only 22 years old. This dude is nowhere near his prime yet, okay? He's like 5 years away from his prime, and he also hasn't had too many real injury issues. He's played basically full seasons the last 2 seasons before his light injury in the playoffs, so, you know, dude's gonna have a long and continuously improving career at this rate. Alright, he's not even close to his prime yet. Anyway, this season, 16 points, 10 rebounds, 5 assists. Alright, along with 1 steal and 1 block. Those are very good numbers. And he did this on 56% from the field, 14% from 3, which is basically non-existent since he shoots 1/5 of a 3-pointer a game, and a nice 69% from the free throw line. Nice. Anyway, so look, very impressive numbers. Alright, dude's super efficient from the field. Not super efficient necessarily because he doesn't shoot threes, but very efficient from the field, even for a center. His free throws are not great, and he actually shot worse on them this season than he ever has before, because he shot a little over 70% the previous 2 seasons. This season he only shot 69%. Did I mention that was nice? But anyway, I'm gonna stop making dumbass 12-year-old jokes now. Maybe. 1 steal and 1 block, very good defensive numbers, and those numbers really don't show how good of a defender he is. Steals and blocks, I've said it forever, and I will say it forever, they are a very context-necessary stat. You know, obviously... Apologies. Obviously, it's a good thing to average high steal and block numbers, okay? If you're averaging 5 blocks a game, that's amazing. However, they don't tell the whole story. You take Allen Iverson, for instance, who is an amazing player at stealing the ball, not necessarily an amazing defender, okay? Steals do not tell the whole story on defense, and, like, honestly, a player can be very good at getting steals and still not be a good defender. If you look at steals and blocks, Andre Drummond you would think is a better defender than Bam Adebayo because he gets more of them. But he's not even close, in fact. In fact, Bam Adebayo, in my opinion, might be a top 5 defender in the NBA. I would have to really look at the list, but he is definitely up there. Alright, if he's not there now, he's probably going to be there in the next few seasons, because the dude is really good. He's also a very good passer for the center position, with 5 assists a game. He really improved in that area this season, and that's a huge part of his value, is that he's very much able to play within the offense because of how good of a playmaker he is for a big man. And then if you go into his playoff stats, he also played pretty well in the playoffs, improving a little bit, in fact. On his per game number, he goes up to 18 points a game. His assists dropped by 1, but that's not a big deal. Still 10 rebounds. The main thing is that his points went up to 18 points a game, and his free throw percentage went up to 78% a game on 1 more free throw, which is very impressive. If he can get his free throw percentage to be around 80% in the next year or 2, that would be absolutely fantastic for his game. And, you know, just getting his points up a little bit more. So not a big jump in the playoffs, but definitely a one big enough to talk about a little bit, okay? He was very good in the playoffs this year. However, he was not as good as some people act like he is. In my opinion, Bam Adebayo is either the 4th or 5th best center in the NBA today, okay? I'm really torn over whether to put him over Rudy Gobert. I would probably... It's very difficult because Gobert is much more of a situational player, where he's not as good of a passer, he's not as good at switching on the perimeter, but he's arguably the best post defender in the league. So it's very tough. As of right now, I think I would put Bam Adebayo just by the slimmest margins ahead of Rudy Gobert and say that he is the 4th best center in the NBA. However, what I do not agree with is him being the 3rd best center in the NBA ahead of Karl Anthony Towns. Now, he could absolutely change my mind next season, but as of right now, I just don't think... Bam Adebayo is definitely a better all-around center, but Karl Anthony Towns is just something else on offense. The dude shoots like 40% from 3 as a 7-footer. He's supremely efficient, and even though he's a garbage defender, he's just so good on offense that I think he makes up for the fact that Bam Adebayo is better than him in pretty much everything besides scoring, because he's just so ridiculously good at scoring. Okay? And because of that, I would still have Towns slightly ahead of Bam Adebayo. Many people disagree with that strongly, and that's fine if you do, okay? I'm thinking he's overrated, but then again, like I said, very good player. I'm a big fan of him, okay? The dude's a hard worker. I think he could actually be a superstar one day, especially if he actually does work on his three-pointer. When you say that Bam Adebayo is better than Joel Embiid, though, I just straight up laugh, okay? When you say Bam Adebayo is better than Ben Simmons, I just gotta laugh, because in my mind there is no contest between those players. Okay, it's not even close. Alright, we're looking at two players, in my opinion, Embiid and Simmons, who are both better defenders than Adebayo. Embiid is a better scorer and a better rebounder, and Simmons is a better passer and playmaker and facilitator and can actually handle the ball as a point guard. So, also they're equal level shooters. Like, Bam is a worse shooter than Embiid and like the same level of shooter as Simmons. The dude is almost useless outside the paint now. He takes a few mid-rangers a game, but like, he really does not get outside the paint much at all. Now, if he can start shooting threes, I think he does have potential to absolutely become a top 15, maybe even a top 10 player in the NBA, but right now, I can't put the dude higher than like 25 at best, because he just doesn't shoot. He's very much a role-playing center, and he's a very solid third best player on your championship team, but I wouldn't, like, there's no way I would ever have Bam Adebayo, as he is right now, being the first option. So because of that, I think he's overrated. I think people need to slow down on the Bam Adebayo hype just a little bit, okay? Just like Tyler Hero and a lot of the players on the Heat, actually. People just need to slow down just a little bit. The dude is not quite there yet. But still an all-star caliber player, still a borderline defensive player of the year candidate. I'm very excited to see what he does in the next few years of his career. So, that is all I've got to say today, guys. If you enjoyed this video, please like it, and please subscribe, because I would really appreciate that, and also if you could check out some of the other content on my channel, I would appreciate that as well. Thank you.